The road to $300,000 ends tonight, live for the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Championship 4 finale of the 2023 eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Pace car downfield in the hands of Donovan Strauss. Let's go racing at Homestead.
Well, I think qualifying is going to allow Steven Wilson to kind of settle in, force the other three to kind of come chase him down. At this point, there's no reason to push the issue, right? Only a couple laps in. We know we're looking at least one pit stop. We have 3 sets of tires. When we put those tires on, could make all the difference. So just kind of take your time and ease in. Force these guys back in traffic to make the moves. Back in the field, even with the top available, everyone's still kind of migrated to the bottom.
Not so much the case for Nick Ottinger, though. I think he's going to go up there and test the waters a little bit. And I think when you're this far back, you kind of have to almost take that approach, right? Just go where they're not, at least at this point, if you're trying to recover. Again, 100 laps, not a lot of time to try to overcome a track position deficit. You can see it's at least paid dividends early, started 30th on back. And again, Nick Ottinger was somebody who won 6 poles. He was the only driver that won multiple poles this season. It has been so strong in qualifying, Steve. I think that's where this style of a championship, the pressure that comes from being on the stage really kicks in, because he hasn't had a qualifying effort near this as they almost go 4 wide off the corner.
Garrett Lowe's trying to put some work in. He's in his 5th year in this series, a 3-time race winner, first time in the Championship 4, and he's trying to work the high side right now, but he's in a lot of messy racetrack. That 75 just to the inside of him is Jack Novak.
So the question is, when's the panic set in? Everybody looks very calm because we're 15 laps in, but you see at the top of the screen, right? Wilson 2nd, Minter 12th, I believe it is. Ottinger 17th, Lowe 19th. They're still making move forward, but as we see, as we're on board with Ottinger right here, you know, it's become a little bit tougher to move up. Everyone's tires have worn. We're now to single file, so 16 laps now complete.
Through the field, there's a look off of the back of Steven Wilson. Again, P2 at the moment. Right now, though, that would be good enough as he runs higher than his fellow 3 Championship 4 competitors. But he did have a bit of a larger gap not that long ago. The top 2 were pulling away a little bit. You can see there in 3rd, Graham Boland, Parker White. They're starting to close in. The 10 car may have some pressure coming soon. That's going to be interesting to see if they've got a little bit of a better race car right now. How aggressive are you going to be on a guy that you know very clearly is the championship leader? Thought that maybe, again, with those 3rd, 4th place cars closing into Wilson, that he might be under fire. That hasn't really been the case. They stay pretty steady at about a 2 to 3 car difference. There's a quick glimpse at your race leader, Donovan Strauss, who is just in front, and a live look in at everybody tuning in here at the NASCAR Hall of Fame as well. And there's a good split screen. Wilson in the number 2 spot, top left. Garrett Lowe on the bottom left in P22. Well, and this is going to change up the point that we were just talking about with pit stops, because our first caution comes out here at lap number 47. So we'd already seen a couple of cars. You saw Busa coming off of the pit lane, I believe. Some cars already getting that service out of the way. Now it's going to be pit stops under the yellow flag. Maybe that takes some of the risk out of it. There's less to lose.
Less to gain as well. So I was actually thinking, you know, if you're Steven Wilson, you love the fact that now it's under yellow, because now there's very little risk for you as long as you just don't do something silly on pit road. But now the rest of your competitors, all that were, you know, spotting you 6, 7, 8 positions, they have very little to gain. I assume everyone's just going to take 4 tires. I think we got to look exactly what the yellow was.
Looks like that's the 7 car that we're jumping back with of Malik Ray, racing with the 4 of Ryan Luza, and not quite clear. That's the exit of turn number 2, and it sent that 7 Chevrolet around. So a 2-car incident, nobody else involved. Looked like they were all able to avoid on the apron, so a relatively minor accident brings us under this yellow. And now let's see what those decisions are, and if there is any drama down on the pit lane. You can see it's a pretty empty racetrack. It's wholesale service. That number 1 pit stall paying out well for Donovan Strauss. He's in and out first. Wilson stays P2. That looks like a pretty big pickup, though, for Tucker Minter, maybe creeping up to the third or fourth spot of that group off of pit road. We are halfway home in the Homestead 150, green flag back in the air. It's a good jump. Your pole sitter and race leader Donovan Strauss clear for the race lead. The battle for second. Parker White tried to get on the inside of Wilson. Not going to happen. The Smithfield Ford cleared for second. Inside line there, that 33 car of Tucker Minter, as some cars go down the back straightaway, off of the racing surface for the moment. And now there is a quick caution for the second yellow of the night.
And I think I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I believe that was Casey Kerwin. Yes, it was, your reigning series champion, who was caught up there in a wreck. Has had a very consistent season, was obviously a part of the playoffs this year, and has become a mainstay in this series, but going to have some bad luck here tonight.
Found your man right here, the 25 of Ottinger. He's cleared a little bit of traffic.
He's in the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
The four wide's behind him. That's a good thing, but there's four wide in front of him. So he's a bit of a sandwich here. There's the onboard look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Nick Ottinger, the only driver of these Championship 4 who has won one of these eNASCAR titles before.
But I will say, that's one thing I love about having the championship race at Miami, is with the tires losing grip the way they do, I really think there could be chances with yellows. At certain racetracks, there's really no options. You either have track position or you don't. So if you're Ottinger right here, you just try to get as many positions as you can and see if a yellow in a pit cycle comes your way.
Jump back to where that 25 machine is. It's a little bit of traffic still for Nick Ottinger, P26. He's certainly somebody who needs something to happen to shake this race up. The Ada Michael Conti right in front of him. We mentioned in his final start, both those drivers would love an opportunity to get some strategy in play.
Yes, I think at a certain point you start to notice every noise, every little bit of light that's flashing, everything that's a little bit different about this setting is starting to kind of creep into the picture now as we're kind of narrowing in on the last 20 laps.
By no means is the rookie Tucker Minter. We talk about the incredible rookie class this year, 10 true rookies. Tucker the only to make it all the way to the Championship 4. We haven't seen a rookie win this championship since you had to be a rookie back in 2010 for the first year of this championship. So it's been an incredible run for him. Bit of aggression there as Minter was on the bumper of Honeycutt. I think he more so just wants to get by so those other 4 or 5 cars there can't get to him. I think the 33 understanding the assignment that this thing is still far from over, as there are going to be a really long feeling 1.5 mile laps still to go for the cars up front, and now maybe 3 wide there for a moment as Minter still trying to get by that 17 of Honeycutt on the inside of the racetrack. 17 going to go down to pinch him in. He just can't get to it right now. This battle ongoing, 5 laps to go this time by. Trying to finish the deal. It has been such a strong night for Steven Wilson, maybe favored by some to have won this race here at Homestead last year. I'm sure was a big fan even when we were back in Daytona earlier this year. That Homestead was put as the championship race. It's a racetrack that he likes. A driver who has been in this series for several years now and has been here to the Championship 4 stage looking to seal the deal.
Well, the driver is cool as a cucumber. The family
Is not.
Is not. This is the best part. Like I mentioned before with Casey Kerwin, this is what delivered the human element of this eNASCAR series, to see all the family that supports these drivers. They're here in attendance, and now it's under 3 miles for Steven Wilson in the 10 car.
But it looks like he's going to put it to good use as he'll come around and take the white flag this time by.
Steven Wilson, a 5-time eNASCAR winner, competing in his 3rd season of competition, trying to close the deal. Donovan Strauss, the race leader, who started on a pole position and has sat there all night long, looks to close it out as well as we head to 3 and 4 for the very last time. He's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen in front of his friends and family at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Donovan Strauss is going to win the race, but Steven Wilson has done it. The 2023 eNASCAR iRacing World Champion, and $100,000 to boot as all those 10 shirts get a front row seat of the celebration. Steven Wilson, guys, is an eNASCAR champion. And I think as well, it is the first eNASCAR championship also for Stewart Haas Racing. His way into this position, and now the family is going to go up and celebrate, and I think this was easily the best part of last year's celebration, and his dad's in there first. This means so much not only to Steven, but none of this happens and he doesn't get to this level of sim racing, Steve, without the support from everybody else that's joining him on stage right now.
Well, we talked over the whole race of just the amount of time and effort and laps, and all that has to be supported by your friends and family, and they're here in attendance.
Big round of applause for Steven Wilson. Series, come on over, look at your trophy. How does that sound when we call you champion?
Oh, it sounds unbelievable. You know, I can't believe I'm in this situation. I got to thank everybody at Stuart Haas, everybody at Smithfield, everyone here to support me, all the family and friends who came out. They're unbelievable. Wouldn't be able to do any of this without them, and just thank you so much. Obviously, I had to make a mess of it. Got to make it one to remember, but it'll just still feel good no matter what.